Final third, all 20 outfield players very close to each other. You see Jordi Alba trying to catch out the goalkeeper, actually getting in the near post.
PK. Semero. Little Messi. Suarez. Poor pass from the Uruguayan international. Poor challenge from Rafinha.
See Rafinha, I think he's already aware of the threat that Sevilla have when they win the ball back quickly. Look to break forward. Actually, with a smart save down at his near post. Slightly surprised at the goalkeeping changes at Sevilla. Two good goalkeepers in David Soria and Sergio Rico have been fighting it out to be #1 for the last 2 or 3 seasons. Both really good, both relatively young. To see both leave the club and replaced by Vaclik is a bit of a surprise, in my opinion.
And still talk of Kiko Casilla being on their wanted list as well.
You do have a 20-year-old Juan Soriano on the bench. They appeared to be well stocked in that position.
The two keepers that showed promise, though, weren't they? Neither had fully established themselves. And Rico last season particularly did have a shaky spell and fell out of the fans at one point. Hence his move over to the English Premier League. Alba. To Dembele. Semero. Arta. Just a little bit too much on the pass. Mr. Valverde's finest moment before he joined Barcelona was actually winning the Spanish Super Cup at his previous club, Athletic Bilbao. Their first trophy of any kind in a couple of decades. PK to Longley. Alba. Suarez has to hold it up as Dembele had strayed a little bit offside. Dembele came in last year with a grand fanfare. He'd been man of the match in one of his final games for his previous club, Borussia Dortmund. A young star in the Bundesliga, hence the 100 million euros transfer. He didn't really get a good run in the side. He had a spell in the autumn and then picked up an injury. And then looked very nervous when he did come back. Sarabia.
He certainly found his best form of the season, didn't he, right at the very end. Which would have been encouraging for him and Barcelona. I think we forget he's such a young player still, at 21 years of age, that huge transfer fee.
Teasing little ball in. Jordi Alba takes control.
Certainly Coutinho found his form a lot quicker, didn't he? Become a really important player for Barcelona before the end of the season.
Coutinho had quite an amazing scoring run. He'd managed to rack up 10 goals before the end of the season. Of course, he'd only played half a season. Before that, he'd scored a dozen for Liverpool as well. Great ball. Suarez is away. But no strength in the shot from Luis Suarez.
I'm surprised that Suarez decided to take it so early. Once he gets goal side of Kier, he's in pole position there to have to touch, get it out on his feet, make life really difficult for the defender to make any worthwhile challenge. The team attempt eventually from Luis Suarez, but no save for Vaclik.
This is Rafinha, who's caught in full flight. The referee considers the yellow card and then decides, yes, he's going to book Vasquez.
Yeah, I think this is quite an obvious caution for the referee to give. Rafinha getting away. Vasquez makes the initial slide, realises he's not going to win the ball and makes sure he does all he can to have contact with Rafinha and bring him down.
Dembele. Alba. Busquets wins it back. Dembele to Arta. Suarez. That's a poor pass from Luis Suarez, who is looking the rustiest of all of the Barcelona players. PK.
Suarez is too good a player, isn't he, to be giving the ball away cheaply like that. It's complacent, it's untidy. Just needs to take more care. 10-15 yard pass, all should be straightforward for any of the players on this pitch, but particularly a world-class talent like Luis Suarez, but he's been guilty of that on 4 or 5 occasions this evening.
Busquets. PK. Dembele. Sarabia just leaning on the slight Ousmane Dembele, the France international.
Yeah, it's a clear shove, isn't it? I'm not sure why Sarabia is complaining. They're in a position to make that type of challenge cleanly. Anticipation from the supporters. Not sure the angle favours a direct attempt at goal for any player other than Lionel Messi, of course. So wouldn't rule it out, but
It may not have faced him before, but he's seen all of the videos. Thomas Vaclik will be straying off his line. On the other side, they're going to defend right at the 18-yard box. Messi hangs the ball in there, and that was a very, very big opportunity for Clement Longley, who came through the crowd.
He probably just about sees it late, doesn't he? Just goes over the head of Simon Kjær. Longley just believing if he gets something on it from that range, it will be enough to get the equaliser for Barcelona. Doesn't have to get off the ground, and somehow puts the ball over the crossbar from very close range.
Football finances are amazing, aren't they? They signed him for around €4 million from Nancy back in January of 2017, Longley. And they put a buyout clause in there of €35 million, which must have seemed an awful lot at the time. Barcelona were happy to meet that sum in the summer to take him to Catalonia. Already he's fitted straight into the side. He's going to be challenging someone, Umtiti, for the left-sided centre-back role.
Can play left-back as well. Lucadinha leaving the club, that will be a good option for Valverde to have. One of the last classic signings of Monchi, wasn't it? The sporting director at Sevilla, who's now moved on to Roma. That position now has been eventually taken up by Joaquin Caparrós, the former manager, the man that led them into the Europa League 7th spot at the end of last season when it looked very close that they weren't going to make it. Now it's going to be his responsibility, so I look forward to seeing the new players that Sevilla have signed in this transfer window. It's going to take some doing to get up to the level that Monchi Rodriguez had for over a decade for Sevilla.
Of course, Monchi thought that he'd made a big signing for Roma this summer in Malcolm, the Brazilian. Even his mum had headed to Italy. Problem was. He was given permission by his club to talk to Barcelona, and he never made it to Rome. Dembele picks up the loose ball. Hands it in the air. Barcelona, the kind of team that want the ball played along the floor.
Had success, Barcelona, down the left flank in particular, but also down the right flank with Semedo and getting behind the Sevilla defenders. But they haven't been able to make the most of the opportunities due to good defensive work from Sevilla, but also at times a lack of numbers in the box for Barcelona. See two new midfield players tonight, and Arturo and Rafinha. I say new, and Rafinha has not been at the club for a while. Busquets, of course, isn't the type of midfield player to get into the box. We saw that from Paulinho last season, didn't we? That was the way that he influenced the Barcelona team, making runs from deep, getting himself into the penalty area, and Messi drops deep.
Rafinha to Semedo. I think it was a little lucky a couple of minutes ago, wasn't he, not to receive a yellow card for rugby tackling his former teammate Muriel. Scudero. Vasquez loses his footing. Messi. Suarez. To Alaba. Dembele in support. Rafinha. Steadfast Sevilla defence. Now as the former Manchester City, I was going to say winger, is a wing back. And the team of his youth, that's a great ball through. Longler has to keep his arms down. Sarabia to Vasquez. They have a spare man at the far post, but just too much height on the cross for the Colombian Muriel.
In this system under Pablo Machín, it's really important that they influence the game. The two players that play off of the striker. Franco Vasquez and Pablo Sarabia have certainly done that in this first 30 minutes of the game. It has been done from a start of play where they're patient defensively and then look to break really quickly, with Muriel being the focal point, but those two players in particular really working hard to get forward in support.
This is Semedo. Rafinha. Artur to Messi. Dembele, shoot wide by Sevilla, and he puts in a listless cross.
But again, to be critical, it's a hopeful cross. Again, like Semedo, he doesn't get his head up and pick a player out. Vasquez tries to do exactly that, just inches away from getting it onto the head of Luis Muriel, up at the other end for Sevilla in attack.
Messi. Dembele. Time and space for Busquets. So, poor pass. Easier for Sevilla to defend. Sevilla advanced all the way to the cup final last year. They got to the knockout stages of the Champions League as well, but one of their problems was conceding goals. They conceded 85 in all competitions. Only one club in Europe actually conceded more than them. Some space for Escudero on the left-hand side. Salabir screaming, waving, trying to catch his attention on this near side. Roque Meza. Long leg, readjusts. Neat header to Gerard Piqué. There's a foul on Semedo.
Escudero is clearly going to be out of the game. Some results to put in the jersey, the Barcelona player. I think if that happens in the La Liga fixture next week, then I think it would have been a yellow card. Referee being slightly lenient there to the Sevilla wing-back. Cards up. Messi. Spotting Piqué.
Just watching the performance of Artur, a player I don't know an awful lot about. What I'm looking for is a player in midfield. Is he willing to accept responsibility of the ball when he's tightly marked? It's critical for a Barcelona midfield player, and I have to say in the first 30-odd minutes of the game he looks to be comfortable doing exactly that. Good in possession, good first touch.
Swing into the net post. Guerrero's been a dominating force in the Sevilla defence.
Well, he was missed last season. Had injuries on too many occasions, and it was a problematic area of the team for Sevilla. As you said, you mentioned the amount of goals they conceded in the La Liga in all competitions. When he's back and he's fit in the team, in the starting lineup, he's a leader. He clearly makes them better defensively.
Well, in some ways, it's a new defence, isn't it? Because when Mercado was around last year, but the other summer recruit is Sergio Gomez, who just whisked that ball beyond the running track into the crowd, who is part of the La Masia, the Barcelona academy. Semedo plays the ball back here, gets a tone only as far as Dembele. Passes responsibility to Suarez. Balls to Jordi Alba. Defenders slipping and sliding everywhere, and Mercado keeps a cool head. And Barcelona still can't crack the code.
It just can't find that cutting edge down the centre of the field of play. Again, getting into a wide position.
Rafinha has the space. Liga will do for Escudero. Barcelona slowly increasing the pressure. To Romelo. Nice now from Suarez to Semedo. Now to Arthur. Falls kindly for Luis Suarez. Looks for support. Oh, didn't need it. Went solo.
He was unlucky on this occasion, isn't he? You're right, he does look for support. He's onside. Simon Kjær is slow to get out. Suarez has a look to his left. No one there in an advantageous position. So he decides, nonetheless, to put his foot right through the ball and just drags it past that far post. Certainly putting on the pressure, Barcelona, just before half-time.
He too has an excellent record against Sevilla. He scored 6 goals in his 6 matches against them. Pablo Machin couldn't control him at his previous club. He scored a hat-trick last year against Machin's Girona. Return to Piqué. Messi. We always have to give our formations before the game. You can't pin Lionel Messi down. It's just like a blue bottle. Maybe at this time of year we should say mosquito.
I think predominantly he's playing on the right side of the pitch. Obviously not in a right wing position. And of course he is allowed the freedom to drift wherever he feels, but he's certainly favouring the right side of the field of play.
Busquets to Messi, who's now on the left side. strengthened the squad this season. On the bench tonight, there is class. They have Vidal, the new signing, Coutinho, Rakitic and Umtiti. Now that is a world-class bench. Sillerson is still a backup keeper despite a lot of interest from English teams this summer. And Munir has, for now, returned to the club. Bele. Arthur. PK. Meadow to Messi. Messi's fanciful flick. Meadow can't get there. Only half cleared. And that was a lunge under the referee's whistle. The free kick is part of the punishment. Rocky Messi's in trouble. But the real punishment could be the fact that Messi is on the field of play. It was a high, a terrible challenge from Eber Banega. Trademark, some may say.
As late as you could possibly be as well. And he does appeal towards the referee. A claim of innocence from Eber Banega. Certainly the supporters in the stadium now can get on the edge of their seats. This is a genuine shooting opportunity, and it will, no doubt whatsoever, be an attempt from Lionel Messi. I think Suarez would know better by now, when he stands there for every free kick that Lionel Messi has. Pretending he's the right foot option. Plenty of men in the wall. Goalkeeper's going to be unsighted, isn't he, from that range down the middle of goal.
I've seen less players in a team picture. The air of anticipation.
Left, right, over, under. What's it going to be from Messi?
Through. Messi doesn't score. PK does. Well, this is the face of modern football, that you can't go on a wild celebration until the referee has had a word with the VAR. Barcelona feel the goal is going to count. Came off the post, and, well, it appeared to me that PK had started in an illegal position.
No doubt whatsoever that's the equaliser for Barcelona. Unless there's anything else we're looking for. Messi drives it down low to the goalkeeper's left. Off the post, a couple of Barcelona players were following up as PK eventually does force the ball home.
Goal given.
You see, it's so difficult for the goalkeeper. So many players in his line of vision. Comes back off the goalkeeper onto the post again, and then you see PK. There's Arthur as well, with the player that was fouled, the new player for Barcelona that was there initially. But the angle of the rebound fell kindly for PK and slams it home for the equaliser. Just reward, I would say. Barcelona had been pressing, been getting sharper as the game has gone on. Sevilla has received very little.
And Sevilla tried to bounce back immediately as Barcelona readjust. Rafinha throwing himself in the way. There is Lionel Messi. Didn't score the goal, but he'll be credited, I'm sure, with the assist. Semedo doesn't get there. Sarabia does, and a fine save from Ter Stegen. Excellent turnaround this, and the referee signals handball.
Just as the words were coming out of my mouth, that we haven't seen a lot of Sevilla in an attacking sense since they got the opening goal of the game. As soon as Barcelona equalised, Sevilla respond. Good work from Muriel, and it's outstanding save from Marc-Andre Ter Stegen from Sarabia. Sevilla worked really hard to keep the ball in the danger area, until Escudero is penalised with the handball offence.
Well, we said as soon as Eber Banega raised his foot Gave away a free kick just off centre, a couple of yards outside the 18-yard box, and that was going to be a major mistake. He and Sevilla were punished cruelly. Here's Navas. 4 in the area, if he can make the cross. No direction on the header from Vasquez.
You see Muriel driving towards the box, taking on Semedo, cuts it back across goal. Excellent attempt at goal from Sarabia. Not easy, gets his foot around the ball. Great reflexes from ter Stegen to get down, spread himself, get the block on. And Barcelona eventually able to sweep the ball away. It's hard to be critical of Sevilla, isn't it, in terms of being criticising them for sitting back and defending deep. But we've seen over the years how difficult it is to try and press high against Barcelona, to try and do anything but drop deep in numbers. The initiative certainly was given to Barcelona.
This is Vasquez. Messi digs in. Messi gets it back. Messi takes charge. Messi almost makes it 2-1.
Again, it's last-ditch defending again from the centre-back, Simon Kier. Barcelona looking really sharp. They win the ball back quickly on this occasion. Sevilla, therefore, not a set-up exactly how they would like defensively. Kier just about gets the deflection.
Here's Messi. To Semedo. So this is Dembele. Dembele to Busquets. Defence comes out in unison. And that's Suarez is judged to have nudged.
I think it's a tangle of legs there, isn't there? Not too many complaints from Luis Suarez, and a clever pass from Sergio Busquets. He just taps the ankles of Roque Mesa.
There's a Mexican wave in Morocco as the referee draws to a close. A very competitive first half. Certainly no easing their way back into the new season for these two clubs. Sarabia gave Sevilla the lead after 10 minutes. Piqué equalising just before half-time. It's 1-1. And number 8. But not the familiar number 8 of Andres Iniesta. He's got that cracking goal, didn't he, this weekend?
It was Iniesta gold, wasn't it? Wonderful first touch. You're thinking, how's he going to finish this? Knowing full well that it's a goal you're watching. Drops his shoulder around the goalkeeper from the angle, finishes it off. An absolute beautiful goal.
Well, Sevilla kick off the second half, having taken an early lead in this Spanish Super Cup, which in football terms was hastily arranged for Morocco, given the commitments of Barcelona in the European Super Cup, and Sevilla having to start early in July, of course, in the Europa League qualifiers. Spanish Xavi reached a compromise which certainly didn't please Sevilla, bringing the game to Morocco. It's always a fine, sharpening game for the managers. Last season, Barcelona were well and truly beaten over the 2 games against Real Madrid, 5-1 on aggregate.
It really was all doom and gloom, wasn't it? Everybody made Real Madrid hot favourites to dominate in La Liga. Barcelona were in crisis. Gerard Piqué actually stated, didn't he? It was the first time in the 9 years that he'd been at the club that he felt inferior to Real Madrid. Won the title by 14 points, won the Copa del Rey final 5-0. It didn't turn out too bad for Barcelona in the end.
Oh, Valverde still had his critics. Piqué. They did have the problems last year around this time that, of course, Neymar headed off to Paris Saint-Germain. Barcelona had an awful lot of money in the bank, but didn't have the recruits to replace him. There's Suarez. Suarez, I think, was hoping for some kind of connection there from Mercado, who just pulled out at the right moment.
It's unlike Mercado, isn't it? I expected a collision there, if I'm being honest. And Mercado did well to get himself in the way, but not give away another free kick.
Oh, Suarez turns his man with great ease, but excellent defending from Sergio Gomez. Piqué. Navas looks comfortable in this right wing-back position.
It will definitely suit him when Sevilla have more possession of the ball, but that's not going to happen in this game against Barcelona. Defensively, he's looked sound. He's still got the pace. He's always had the pace, hasn't he? Over the years, has matured as a footballer. He's aware of his defensive responsibilities in that position. Played well there last season for Sevilla, as he did when he was given the opportunity to play there under Pep Guardiola at Manchester City.
Piqué. Suarez shadowed by Kier.
Kier was panicking then, wasn't he, as he approached the halfway line and couldn't wait to get rid of the ball and get himself back into the centre-back position.
It was like there's an electric fence there.
It's exactly that.
Busquets. Now turn to Alba. Alba seeking Dembele.
A couple of hefty transfer signings for Sevilla. Amongst the squad tonight, Joris Gnagnon from Rennes. Rennes is a €15 million central defender. Ibrahim Amadou from Lille cost the club €25 million. So I've read. It's hard to confirm the exact prices of players these days, but certainly for Sevilla, they knew where the problems lay last season, conceding too many goals. So some new central defenders, new goalkeeper.
Off the mark quickly, but Fitchlick has been quick with his feet and his mind in the Sevilla goal.
Cool, Sergio Gomez, who was brought from Celta Vigo, starts the game tonight. Another one of those central defenders.
And Sergio Gomez was a successful player in the Barcelona B and youth team. Actually joined the club at the age of 14.
He does give his man the slip. Roberts, who's done well in the game so far, just tried to do a little too much in the end, and Beaton took a reckless swipe which took down Roberto.
It's a waspish run, isn't it, from Patrick Roberts? I think he's certainly enjoying the occasion. A little bit of a showcase for his talents.
18-month loan from Manchester City that Roberts is having at Celtic. Pretty much the goals as well of late. He scored 5 in his last 6 competitive games. This is Brown. O'Connell. And a bit on. Griffiths.
This is better from Celtic. No, it was up until that point. As I did. I'm just enjoying a little bit of possession, making Barcelona work.
Dress it up as a competition, but they took 15 B team players on the plane with them. As you probably read, they were in first class, and the women's team back in economy. This is Navas, goes around the outside of Albert. Ter Stegen has to come a long way and collides with Gerard Piqué. Not too often that those two miscommunicate.
So Piqué feels he has to make the attempt to go for the ball. Stegen possibly should shout louder, clearer.
Well, the second change of the evening, Brazilian for Brazilian. Artur has had an assured first performance. You can hear what the supporters feel about the introduction of Philippe Coutinho. Brazilian international, although if you check his passport it will say he's Portuguese. They rushed it through this week so that they could ensure they had a greater quota of European players and less non-European players. And then, of course, Spanish FA decided that it was a friendly game and that rule didn't apply. But Coutinho eases the congestion with Malcolm and Artur coming in the summer. At least for immigration purposes, is Portuguese.
We'll see what the purposes of his performance and appearance are. Midfield player going off, Coutinho coming on. It certainly lends more weight to Barcelona in an attacking sense.
Long leg. Alba to Suarez. Rakitic. Lionel Messi. He's really playing for the mistake there, and the experienced Jesus Navas doesn't panic under pressure. Sarabia. Vasquez. Lots of space for Escudero on this touchline. Vasquez. Escudero. Okay, Messi. Eva Banega. This is when Navas likes it, taking on a defender rather than necessarily being the defender. Oh, it's a great ball. Navas is there, 4 in the centre. It's over the head of Piqué. Readjusts well. Now Rakitic. Casual from the Croatian.
Just don't have that type of striker, do they, Sevilla? When the ball was chipped up, it was the correct cross from Jesus Navas, missing out the near post, missing out the defender. I think Vasquez possibly the biggest of the 3 attacking players of Sevilla. Not able to get his head onto the ball. It's got a familiar look to the attacking lineup of Barcelona now, isn't it? Rakitic, Busquets holding the midfield, Coutinho, Dembele wide, Suarez leading the line, Messi allowed to roam.
Well, the only summer recruit out there at the moment is Longley, of course, isn't it? Despite signing half a dozen players, they've gone with the old guard. Andre Silva is going to be rushed into a debut, signed late last week. Sevilla freeing him from his nightmare in Italian football. Didn't actually score a goal in Serie A until March last year. Most of his goals, 10 he scored in all competitions, were in cups. But great control, wonderful improvisation.
He could have made the most of it and scored a goal, and VAR had been called into action.
He would have been onside.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the motivation is for Sevilla.
was Joaquin Correa was saying before the game, sorry, Joaquin Caparros was saying before the game, the director of football, that they had a greater emphasis on the Europa League games than the Spanish Super Cup. They do have the next game against Zalgiris. Is that the way to say it, Terry?
Yep, the Lithuanian team. Slender one-goal victory at home in the first leg for Sevilla.
I think he scored the winning goal, didn't he? Yeah.
We sound convincing. But he is correct. It's a big competition, European football for Sevilla. Last season, of course, in the Champions League, famous win against Manchester United. Recent success in the Europa League, so they love European football at the Sanchez-Pizjuan. Have to ensure that they get through that second leg into the group stages. Join City rivals Betis.
This is Dembele, loses the defender, gives it to Suarez, who was waiting for the connection, but it's a clean tackle by Rocky Mesa. Messi. That wasn't clean, that was a free kick. Gabriel Mercado, his fellow Argentinian international, offers an apology. Don't think it was totally accepted by Messi.
Mercado certainly gets his arm on Messi to start with. Just catches Messi on the ankle.
Yeah,
this was the early challenge from Rocky Mesa on Luis Suarez. Barcelona find it hard to break Sevilla down. Any chance of a set piece in and around the box, they're going to go to ground. And hope that Messi can make another goal.
Well, an introduction for Andre Silva. It's a job share. The man who started was the focal point, Luis Muriel. Well, the last time Barcelona had a free kick in this game from a similar position, it led to the equalising goal. Lionel Messi once more the brains behind the operation.
Keep a lookout for Longley at the far post.
Keeper guarding the near post, and that's where Messi went, and Vaclik was right to emphasise that particular area. Thrown in again. Semedo. Suarez screamed for the ball, but his control once more lets him down. Rocky Mesa. This is where they have been so dangerous, counter-attacking in numbers. Barcelona exposed again. Sarabia, Silva's in the centre, flown to the far post. Escudero. It comes off the hip of Semedo.
So Messi with the attempt at goal. It's a comfortable save. Vaclik, who decides to take on the technique of punching the ball away. It's good contact, makes the clearance. I just wonder why Suarez gets over the ball. If it's going to be an attempt at goal from distance from Messi, we saw the merits of being in the box and looking to snap up rebounds with a goal from Piqué. Sevilla make the most of this corner.
Eva Venega to the near post. Clever routine, and Ter Stegen can only stand and stare. Hear it crash off the bar.
Had a chance, didn't it? As soon as it flicks off the head of Franco Vasquez at the near post, everybody's taking a deep breath, looking to see where the ball is going to end up. Everybody knew it was going to be close. So Stegen's got no chance of reaching it. Unfortunately for Sevilla, just clips the crossbar.
Alberto. Philippe Coutinho. Change of shirt number for Coutinho. From 14 to the vacant number 7. That was being kept aside for Antoine Griezmann, but negotiations didn't go well, and the France international stayed at Atletico Madrid. With that video produced, of course, by Gerard Piqué. didn't go down well.
Tempo just dropped off a bit from Barcelona's play. The changes made by Ernesto Valverde. You see the attempt from Franco Vasquez, really good attempt as well. Sevilla so unlucky not to have taken the lead for the second time.
Oh, brilliant ball from Messi to Dembele! Well, straight into the body of Vashlik. Once more, it was the masterful, fine mind of Messi which unlocked the Sevilla defence.
Higher up the pitch in a more central role, looking to do some damage to the defenders of Sevilla. He can do that on his own, going for goal in a solo manner, and again in that occasion when he almost laid on a chance for, well, he did lay on the chance, almost taken by Ousmane Dembele.
Scudero was also adopted to this attacking wing-back role, which Machín has asked him to play.
So Messi just feeds it into Dembele, takes it away from the defender. Good first touch. Just goes for power. Doesn't really look to try and place the ball. He's under pressure from a couple of defenders, closing him down. Could have been a little bit more precise with the finish. So he does get his shot away, hits the target.
Coutinho to Suarez.
It's Andre Silva, the substitute, with that hefty challenge.
Jordi Alba, full steam ahead, forcing Navas onto the back foot.
I think Jordi Alba would know his players will need one of the quicker fullbacks that he'll be up against this season. For Barcelona, and Jesus Navas cannot give him a 3-yard head start.
Suarez. Semedo. Oh, not quite into the flight path of Luis Suarez. Semedo wins it back to Ivan Rakitic. Coutinho. Now Jordi Alba. Alba, Suarez steps over the ball when maybe he should have taken the half chance himself.
You see the difference there, Jordi Alba, because of his experience and his quality, and been at Barcelona far longer than Nelson Semedo. When he gets in that area, it's a pass. He doesn't just cross it in, hopefully, into an area and hope for the best. He always tends to pick out a teammate. Suarez decided to do the little over through his legs and didn't fall for Messi. Certainly something that Semedo has to add to his game. There's plenty of promise, doesn't he, and potential in terms of getting into those dangerous positions with his skill, with his speed. Just a question of picking out the right pass at the end of it.
Rakitic. Oh, that was crude. The assassin is smiling. Sarabia. The referee's booked only 2 players so far.
That's something he's added to his game in the last 18 months or so. A little bit of aggression. At times, a lot of aggression from Sarabia.
Semedo, Suarez. Very clever ball in, almost to his fellow former Liverpool man, Philippe Coutinho. Piqué. Alba. Dembele. Coutinho. Swivel the hips. Suarez. If he can make the wrong decision tonight, he's made it pretty much 100% of the time, Suarez, but you know that will just make him more determined to make the right decision and score the crucial goal. I
would suggest that neither team fancy extra time, do they? So we could see an open and expansive last 20-odd minutes or so. Sevilla played a Europa League qualifier on Thursday. They go to Lithuania for the second leg next Thursday. Barcelona start this season off with a pretty good start to the season. Alaves at home via the lid, Huesca, first 3 games of the season. It's all the newly promoted teams. They certainly want the prospect of extra time, so I think both teams are going to go all out for the winner in the 90 minutes.
It's the life of a modern football club, isn't it, for Sevilla? They had to start their pre-season in the middle of July to have the available players ready for the European qualifiers. This is Vasquez. They stood off him, and he almost made them pay. Time stood still in the Barcelona defence.
Well, he looks disappointed with himself that he hasn't hit the target. A gifted player technically. Afforded too much time on the edge of the box, but just drags his shot wide, and that amount of time with the talent that he has, he knows he should be at the very least forcing ter Stegen into a save.
Dembele.
Sevilla do have their own World Cup winner in Steven Nzonzi, who's still at the club. Speculation linking him with a number of teams around Europe now, not the Premier League, of course.
I think a last I read, and there's been a lot written about him this summer, Roma were the team most likely to secure his services.
And that's the former sporting director of Sevilla, isn't it now? We will know him very well. He's been one of the outstanding players in La Liga since he joined Sevilla.
And a caution for Roque Meza, who's returned permanently to Spanish football after an unsuccessful spell in Wales with Swansea City. Only played 11 games for them before they loaned him back to Spanish football last season. He came to Sevilla, made enough of an impact to persuade them to spend around 11 million euros. Too far surely for Messi to have a shot at goal. Looks for Suarez, and Vaclik comes off his line.
No one was really decisive there, was there, apart from the fact that the 3 players attacking the ball, none of them fancied getting hurt. The goalkeeper doesn't cover himself in glory as he comes for that cross. You see a bit of a collision. Suarez, Lenglet were attacking the ball at the far post.
And the change for Sevilla. Alex Vidal, who has a bag full of medals to show from his time at Barcelona, comes on against the club he left in the summer and replaces Pablo Sarabia, who scored the opening goal of the game after 9 minutes. Took it beautifully.
Another good performance and a pride at Sevilla, another one that they're fighting hard to keep hold of. Sure, Pablo Machin would want to keep Sarabia, showed his influence tonight. I'm sure he'd also be delighted if Sevilla can survive another transfer window with Nzonzi on the verge of leaving. 30 million euros is, I believe, is the buyout clause. I cannot believe that hasn't been paid in the last 2 seasons to Sevilla.
He was their most costly signing in the summer of 2015 when he came in from Stoke for just under 10 million euros. It's quite a profit, but he has developed into an international class player. It all went a little wrong though, didn't it, last season, when people felt his head had been turned and he was trying to instigate, or his representatives maybe trying to instigate a move in the winter transfer window. Long lay to Jordi Alba. Big ask for Dembele. Fine challenge from Mercado.
Substitutions are going to be important. Both sets of players looking a little bit weary at the moment. A number of these players, of course, were in World Cup action. Different degrees of success.
Barcelona had more at the World Cup than any other team. 14 representatives there. Excellent challenge from Jordi Alba. Now Suarez. Sevilla themselves actually had 6 players representing their home countries at the finals, as you mentioned, Terry. Steven Nzonzi, the one who came back with a winner's medal. Dembele. Jordi Alba. Coutinho to Piqué.
Dropping the tempo certainly suits Sevilla more, doesn't it? Defending from a deeper starting position. Number of players in midfield.
Dembele quickens the pace. And the theme of the game has been a misplaced pass. Once more from Luis Suarez.
It's actually nowhere near it. There wasn't a great degree of difficulty in that return pass from Luis Suarez that should have been far closer to Dembele. That's what it needs, though, from Barcelona's point of view. Dynamic in attack needs to be a little bit sharper, the change of pace. It's a huge improvement, isn't it, from Sevilla? From the cup final, where they were thrashed 5-0 by Barcelona, who really turned on the style. Competitive in this game, really could still go either way. Barcelona, of course, enjoying the larger share of possession.
Mind you, remember the league game between the two clubs last season when Sevilla were leading with just a couple of minutes to go, and then Lionel Messi turned on the style. 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. Messi to Jordi Alba.
He hadn't been on the pitch long, had he, appearing as a substitute. On those rare occasions when Barcelona tried to rest him, but needed him.
To the final 15. Still Sevilla 1, Barcelona 1. Sarabia giving the Andalusian club the early lead. Gerard Piqué equalising just before half-time. It's an excellent run, little layoff from Andre Silva. All the hard work had been done, and he has never run out of fuel when he got to the end of his journey.
It's good that he can do this deep into game. 32 years of age now. The little give and go, good play from Andre Silva. Offers himself up as a target man, and a skillful turn around the corner. The return pass into Navas just lacked the power to beat Stegen.
Navas actually made his debut for Sevilla over 14 years ago. Came through the system, headed of course to Manchester City, where he had a great deal of success. This is Dembele. Lionel Messi. Mercado once more does enough to halt Messi.
Well, we're seeing Jesus Navas and Alex Vidal on the same side of the pitch, and I think there's going to be a contest between the two of them this season, isn't it, to see who gets that wing-back position.
Coutinho. Alba. Messi. Alba continues the run. Fine tackle from Kayer, fine save. Messi follows it up, but Vachlik has firmly established himself in the goal of Sevilla this evening. String of successful saves, keeping out the hottest man in Spanish football, Lionel Messi.
You see the first one, the initial shot. It's from Luis Suarez, good block. Reacts quickly then to deny Lionel Messi. Good defensive work again to block the initial shot from Jordi Alba. Occasionally now Barcelona making the little breakthrough.
Dembele! Oh, wonderful! He's taken some time for Dembele to establish himself at Barcelona. He may just with that goal have laid the foundations. Individually brilliant. Is that the game winner and the Spanish Super Cup winner?
Look at the technique. The way he drives through the ball with his laces. Sevilla just switch off. Messi gives him a little short pass. He's not under pressure, but the technique is sensational. Hits it with the laces. Got every right to take on the shooting attempt. Vachlik has been in top form all evening, but he's not saving this one. In off the underside of the bar. We saw improvement from Dembele at the end of last season. He's carried it on in tonight's game. His overall game has been good, but that is outstanding. Fantastic goal from Ousmane Dembele. Sign of the things to come for Barcelona.
Well, there were times in his debut season when we wondered what he did to justify a €100 million transfer. He does that.
We saw little snippets last season, didn't we? Little spells where he showed his pace, showed his skill. At times lacked a little bit of understanding of what he was asked to do at Barcelona, the start of play. I think perhaps we didn't take into account that he was only 20 years of age when he joined the club. Less experience, of course, than Neymar had when he joins Barcelona. The comparisons were always going to be there. They were inevitable with Dembele replacing Neymar. There was going to be comparisons. I think for a young player that had a difficult first season, there's talk of Barcelona allowing him to leave, allowing him to go on loan. Valverde sees that finish, sees and recognises the form he showed at the end of last season. There's every possibility he's going to be staying. It was a stunning strike.
Olays now from the Barcelona supporters amongst the crowd. The Grand Stade de Tangier.
I wanted to see more from him last season. I wanted to see him sprint. I've seen how quick he is in the past. I just wonder, he had surgery on a hamstring injury, and it looked like he was cautious throughout the season, and only in the latter stages did we really see him really stretch, really sprint at full pace.
Well, he was injured in the autumn, wasn't he? And he missed the final 20 games of the year 2017. Came back in the cold conditions, and it may be something as simple as that, isn't it? Testing the hamstring in the cold evenings. He's looking upon himself there in a moment of individual brilliance from a talent who is only 21 years of age. Moved from France to Germany as a teenager, to Barcelona with a massive price tag. As Terry said, at the age of 20, found it very difficult to adjust to life in Catalonia.
I think you made the point, Rob, that this isn't very far away now, is it, from what I would imagine would be Valverde's strongest starting lineup. And Titi, of course, will come back in alongside Pico, we assume, and probably Sergi Roberto back in the right back position. We saw the preference from Valverde last season of a loose 4-4-2 system, which occasionally we saw that shared between Iniesta and Paulinho, that extra position in midfield. Coutinho was always playing when he was available. Busquets and Rakitic had the centre of the pitch tied down. Paulinho moving on, Iniesta moving on to Japanese football. The opportunity is there for Dembele.
This is Escudero for Sevilla. Back to Eber Banega. It's Vidal backing up. Navas doesn't need the backup. Hoists it to the far post. Escudero's there, but Vasquez is judged to have led with his arms.
I think he just uses his arms just a little bit too much at the far post. Nelson Semedo, no need to either. Escudero was supporting the attack. It was going to fall for the Sevilla wing back.
Philippe Coutinho. Suarez with him. This is just what Coutinho likes, isn't it? To come in from the left-hand side onto his right foot. That's his calling card. Now Rakitic, was he held back? Rakitic continued the run. And there may have been an arm around him from Sergi Gomez, but the Croatian continued. Sevilla should not be dismissed. They've been comfortable defending for most of the game, but they do look dangerous when they counter-attack at speed. Banega. Rocky Mesa. Navas. Again hits it in blindly over the head of Andre Silva. They've not really had an opportunity to train with Silva to see exactly what he does. He was only signed yesterday. Meanwhile, last week's signing for Barcelona is preparing to come on. Arturo Vidal. Sevilla will chance a second striker. Mercado makes way, and it's Ben Yedder. Where's the 9? Will go play as the number 9. Alongside Andre Silva, as Pablo Machin takes the gamble as we approach the final 5 minutes. Messi. Suarez digs in, typical Luis Suarez, somehow finds Coutinho. Coutinho is down, but he was coming back from an offside position.
Loves that little chop, doesn't he, Luis Suarez? When he kicks on that he's going to shoot, cuts back inside. Couldn't really sort his feet out to get it away, and Coutinho just a shade offside there. Simon Kjær, the deepest defender from Sevilla. Coutinho does come back from an offside position to get involved in the play.
Well, this is maybe clever management from Valverde to give Dembele the opportunity to feel the love from the Barcelona supporters. As it stands, that's the game-winning goal. There's the easy to spot. Arturo Vidal. Could prove to be a bargain at 19 million euros. First time he's played a top-flight game since April, when he picked up a nasty knee injury, and that was against Sevilla in European competition. Ter Stegen, and the second save of the evening that he's been asked to make. That's maybe the big debate in football now, isn't it? We no longer talk about who is the best goalkeeper in Spain, or best goalkeeper in world, or best player, should we say, with Ronaldo heading to Serie A. The big question is, who's the best goalkeeper these days? It's a nice take from Ben Yedder, straight into the thrust of things.
They're certainly becoming more expensive, aren't they, goalkeepers? It's only a matter of time. You know the importance of the top goalkeepers in the world belonging to your club.
There is Ter Stegen, who had an excellent season. He's made a mistake there, though, but he has a little bit of luck, as the exhausted Vasquez couldn't get any purchase on his shot.
Yeah, Banega with a little cross towards the far post. Certain defending from Barcelona, certain goalkeeping from Ter Stegen, but Vasquez couldn't get the loft correct over the goalkeeper. more on the not attempt at goal.
That's the point we used to make. The goalkeepers came into their own when they passed 30. Ter Stegen is 26, same age as David De Gea. Courtois, a similar age. Edison at Manchester City. Alisson at Liverpool is younger than 25 as well. Of course, Sevilla have learned that they need to bring in a top-class keeper. Thomas Vaclik, the Czech international, has had a very impressive, I wouldn't say debut, actually made his debut against Ubjestoza. Kept a clean sheet. Alex Vidal. To Vasquez. Cool head from Ivan Rakitic. Messi. And handled by Kier. Gives Barca breathing space.
Time to slow the game down. Sevilla desperately searching for opportunities to get the ball into the two strikers now, Andre Silva and Wissam Ben Yedder. Can they create one more chance to try and get that equaliser, to try and take into extra time? Can Barcelona make the most of the fact that it's a back four now for Sevilla with attacking fullbacks? Kier and Sergio Gomez relied upon to perhaps defend on their own when Barcelona do break.
Weak clearance from Ter Stegen, out of character. Offers an opportunity here. It's a great run. Ter Stegen can't get there, and the referee points to the spot. How about this for drama in the final minute of the game? Ter Stegen is singled out by the referee. He showed no hesitation in giving Sevilla the chance to equalise with what could be the final kick of the game.
There's no doubt in my mind it is a penalty. Vidal has a little chance of getting to the ball after getting that touch, the decisive touch. It's actually from a Barcelona player, then Ter Stegen just clatters into him. Vidal is trying to get round the goalkeeper to avoid the goalkeeper.
It was Alba's interception which deceived the goalkeeper. Ter Stegen made a great act of looking as though he didn't mean it, as he bumped into an old friend. What drama as the clock ticks towards the 90-minute mark. Pressure on the shoulders of Ben Yedder, and a simple save for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen.
Well, if he guesses correctly, which he does, with the pace on the attempt from Ben Yedder, Ter Stegen was always going to have a chance of saving it. Nowhere near the corner, didn't have the pace to beat Ter Stegen just in terms of power, driving it past the goalkeeper. He did just make a save. He got down, got both hands on it and kept the ball, didn't he?
It was such a bad penalty. He was almost beyond the ball, wasn't he?
Huge disappointment for Sevilla. Can they get another opportunity, this time from open play?
Well, a major scare for Barcelona, but you know Sevilla won't chase. The referee has said there'll be a minimum of 3 minutes. He'd made that decision before he awarded the penalty. Ter Stegen did his dance, read the intentions of Ben Yedder, and he can't even call it a great save. It was just filed as a very poor penalty.
Yeah, I think you have to always give the goalkeeper credit when he does make the save. Often we see the goalkeeper go the wrong way, but he doesn't, I guesses correctly, or makes the right call. I think it was a guess. He had enough time, didn't he? With the power on the attempt from Ben Yedder was appalling, and Ter Stegen got down. Good clean pair of hands, collected the ball. You would imagine that would be Sevilla's best chance of taking the game into extra time.
The referee's just told the fourth official on this near side that he intends to add yet another minute to the 3 that he promised. And Ter Stegen will be the Barcelona #1 keeper for years to come. He's just signed an extension to his contract to keep him at the club to the year 2022. Titi also signed an extension. The buyout clause in his contract, if there's anybody out there interested, I'm told, is 500 million euros.
Yeah, the way it's going, give it a couple of years and it won't be a problem for anyone. I'm not joking either.
For a centre-half. Holt, Messi.
Well, we're seeing Jesus Navas and Alex Vidal on the same side of the pitch, and I think there's going to be a contest between the two of them this season, isn't it, to see who gets that wing-back position.
Coutinho. Alba. Messi. Alba continues the run. Fine tackle from Kayer. Fine save. Messi follows it up, but Vachlik has firmly established himself in the goal of Sevilla this evening. String of successful saves, keeping out the hottest man in Spanish football, Lionel Messi.
You see the first one, that initial shot. It's from Luis Suarez. Good block. Reacts quickly then to deny Lionel Messi. Good defensive work again to block the initial shot from Jordi Alba. Occasionally now Barcelona making the little breakthrough.
Dembele! Oh, wonderful! He's taken some time for Dembele to establish himself at Barcelona. He may just with that goal have laid the foundations. Individually brilliant. Is that the game winner? And the Spanish Super